Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a privilege to be with you today, albeit virtually, at Klima 2025, to reflect on decarbonized, healthy and energy-conscious buildings in future climates. Although it's not possible for the Commission to attend this event in person, I appreciate the opportunity to share a message with you today. I would like to thank RIVA for the invitation and, more importantly, for the important role it plays alongside national member associations in informing policy making and thereby contributing to the EU energy transition at both European and national levels. As you gather at the Congress, let me recognize the critical impact that HVAC professionals and designers, building services, engineers, technicians, experts, installers have on our shared goals of sustainable future. Your expertise ensures that our policies translate into effective, practical solutions for the built environment, making the energy transition actually happen. Your work here is at the very heart of reducing carbon emissions, of improving energy efficiency of buildings, and of course ensuring that buildings respond to the needs of users and maintain a healthy, comfortable environment. By shaping the functionality and sustainability of both residential and commercial buildings, you play a pivotal role in materially advancing the EU ambitions for a better and greener built environment. At EU level, the key tool supporting efforts to decarbonize the built environment by 2050 is the EPBD, the Energy Performance in Buildings Directive, the latest version of which entered into force just a year ago. This directive is essential for the energy transition, since buildings jointly are one of the largest energy consumers of Europe, responsible for more than a third of energy-related greenhouse gas emissions and directly or indirectly for more than half of natural gas consumed in Europe. So boosting energy performance within existing buildings will not only reduce energy consumption and lower energy bills, they will also diminish the EU's dependence on energy imports. This is even of some geostrategic relevance in the context of the EU's aim to phase out the use of Russian energy by the end of 2027, where efforts in buildings over the next 2 years will facilitate delivery of this important political goal. Currently, only a minor part of existing buildings undergo some level of renovation every year, and there is a need to increase the rate, but also the depth of renovations across Europe, which means renovating more buildings and making sure that building renovations lead to higher energy and resource efficiency. The EPBD directly targets the increase of the rate of renovations in the EU, particularly for the worst performing buildings in each country. Crucially, it facilitates more targeted finance to investments in the building sector and requires the member states to draft national building renovation plans that will provide national roadmaps for the decarbonization of national building stocks. These drafts are to be submitted in draft. These plans are to be submitted in draft by the end of 2025, and we just published a recommendation for the template to use by member states for these plans. So national authorities have to prepare the plans following public consultations, and I warmly invite you to engage in this process at national level to make sure that those plans reflect the knowledge of the HVAC community. Final plans must be sent by 2026. I think this is one of my main takeaways I want to send today to you. Please engage at national level in getting the national building renovation plans as good as possible this year. But the EPBD, as it was revised last year, introduces quite a lot of new elements beyond this. An enhanced standard for buildings to be zero emission, support for wide solar energy deployment, and new aspects related to indoor air environmental quality. These measures are complemented by advances in building automation and control systems and support the evolution towards the smart buildings, placing more emphasis on integrated solutions that HVAC professionals are uniquely positioned to develop. The EPBD is a key tool, but not the only one. We also have product legislation, in particular the Eco-Design for Sustainable Products Regulation and energy labeling. The Commission will continue to work to ensure that products we use every day and install in our buildings have the necessary level of performance, and that the energy labels where they apply provide key information to users. It will also continue to work to ensure that designers and users have the necessary tools to make the best selection between the products available, as well as to foster continuous innovation and improvements of products' energy performance while minimizing waste. The Commission will continue to work on the development of the Code of Conduct for Interoperable Energy Smart Appliances, which we launched in April 24, and which we hope can facilitate the real-life use of more demand-side flexibility in residential and other settings by making it more plug-and-play. This is particularly relevant in the context of an energy system which is increasingly decentralized and reliant on variable resources such as solar and wind energy. The shift towards zero-emission buildings demands innovative design approaches that move forward and away from fossil fuels and welcome deeper integration of renewables technologies. And this pivot towards new technologies and BACs and smarter systems represents a significant challenge that require cutting-edge knowledge and innovation. Renovating existing buildings is an unmissable opportunity to achieve not only more sustainable and efficient building stock, but also one that is healthier and safer while remaining affordable. Maintaining indoor environmental quality standards requires attention towards buildings and HVAC systems design, maintenance, and inspection. As HVAC designers and engineers, you have the opportunity to lead the charge in developing future-proof buildings that are not only energy efficient, but also enhance occupant health and comfort. Looking ahead, the Commission intends to present an EPBD implementation support package at the end of June, which will contain a comprehensive set of guidance documents to support the Member State authorities in implementing the directive and provide legal interpretation, but also practical information on several topics of the EPBD, from energy performance certificates to zero-emission buildings, from technical building systems and indoor environmental quality to the methodology for calculating energy performance. An effective and practical implementation of the EPBD involving all relevant actors, from public authorities to building professionals, from financial institutions to citizens and companies, will be crucial for achieving the 2050 goal of a decarbonized building stock, but also for freeing Europe from the excessive dependence on imported fossil fuels that we're currently suffering from. In conclusion, the Commission relies on all of you who design, innovate, and transform our buildings towards a sustainable future, and without whom the EPBD goals cannot be achieved, will remain dead paper. Together, we continue to create an energy-efficient Europe that sets the benchmarks for global initiatives. So let this Congress be a catalyst for collaboration, exploration, and action. I wish you a very fruitful discussions, and thank you for your important contribution to this agenda.